The Great Fire is a 3D side-scrolling game set in a dark and decaying London environment. The gameplay utilizes a number of game mechanics based off our creative design and constraints. You can see from this early concept that our game follows a number of themes. Predominantly, it follows a horror survival theme and also a fire theme, which we will come on to later on in the video. This is more important in a gameplay sense, but it's also a key part of the game in a visual sense.
I'm Winship and I'm going to be giving you a very quick rundown of some of the features available in our game, The Great Fire. The first and most important feature is the lantern. The lantern will dim over time, reducing the radius of light surrounding the player. The lantern can be refilled by oil barrels that are scattered throughout the levels. The player is not the only thing progressing through the level. The darkness itself is a feature. A darkness that cannot be penetrated by your lantern will pursue you through the levels. Should it catch up with you, it will result in an instant death. The player's main defense is the flintlock pistol. However, the pistol has some serious drawbacks such as limited ammunition and a slow reload speed, meaning that head-on encounters are not always the player's best option.
Hi, I'm Pete and will contribute towards the 3D modelling, level design and soundtrack for the game. The genre of our game is a 2D survival horror set in a 3D environment, often called 2.5D in the industry. The game is being targeted at a mature audience as it will include dark themes and violence in the form of death of the player and combat through weapons. The motive of the game is to reach the end by surviving by keeping your lantern lit through the use of oil and avoiding plagued enemies and the darkness that will follow you closely behind. The competition for this game would be other survival horror games such as franchises like Resident Evil, Silent Hill and Amnesia.
Hi, I'm Corey and I'll be contributing to the 3D modelling and animation of our game. The protagonist and playable character of our game is the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor will wear a big mask and a trench coat. The main form of enemies in our game will appear as the plague victims. These zombie-like creatures will try to hurt the Doctor and must either be avoided or killed. Another enemy we are planning on adding is the Super Infected. This will serve as a boss battle and it will be larger and more powerful than Plague Victim.
Hi, my name's Shaun. I'll be running through design goals for the game. The goals we had in mind were suspense, exploration and survival. Our mechanics are designed to encourage people to push forward with limited vision of what's ahead, creating a feeling of suspense. We aim to have an array of collectible items and ammunition scattered throughout the levels, encouraging the player to explore quite a bit. Time will be against the player, they must proceed quickly in order to survive. The unique selling points of the game are the fact that it's a survival horror with the side-scrolling combination, the alternate history inspired by real-life events, and having to move quick to survive in the game. The hardware is designed for PC users with no current plans for console release.